We just got an insane amount of teasers. The finals might actually be getting a ton of new things for Season 8. We'll go over those teasers so far and kind of analyze and what's happening there. Of course, which do have some significance. Last up, of course, we'll go over some community mentionables, as well as a whole bunch more. What's up, World Utopia, here back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things the finals. Let's just jump right into it. First off here, we'll go teaser by teaser, the breakdown for the last few days. That way we can provide all the context there so we understand what's actually happening. So the very first teaser here actually was a lore drop over on the game updates page. The community manager here also points out to save the date for September 10th at 7:30 PT, which is Pacific time, with that also being 9:30 Central time and 10:30 Eastern time. Now they actually do clarify this later on, but first off, we'll listen to the actual video that they put out here, which is actually a lore-based video. I'm gonna let you guys listen to it and then I'll break it down.
Fly free, rise above.
Well, we left the door open and look who crashed the party.
What even was that?
An attack on the sponsors, frogs everywhere, and some kind of hacked poem?
Creative. I'll give them that.
So what, we just let CNS call the shots now?
Easy, big boy. They want attention? Let them squawk. The biggest event of the year is just around the corner. The Major will pull every eye where it belongs.
So we drown out the rebellion with applause. Love it.
Sure, but we all know this isn't over. Those frogs are still sitting by the pond.
And we will build a major stage over it.
So as you might have heard, yes, this conversation is around CNS, and it even incorporates the majors into the lore. We'll break down some of the quotes here and what they might mean though. So the first quote here was basically saying that there is an attack on the sponsors and there's frogs everywhere, which the frogs is almost certainly the CNS piece we had with the 3 perfect frogs, which was an in-universe poem in short. They also go on to say they want attention, let's make them squawk, or let the squawk, where they do then pivot the biggest event of the year, the majors, which is essentially building a stage over the frog/pond. This does essentially frame it as a PR counter move, which yes, does give like a cryptic poem and even like a public jab at the show's corporate machine. Now they had an opening statement here where they said fly free, rise above, which does actually set a rebellious or even break the script tone, where they are essentially playing into that counter move there, saying that the majors will pull everyone's eye where it belongs, and that the spotlight will essentially drown out CNS, and they're essentially using the crowd and hype to bury the dissent. But they do clarify that the issue is still lingering and the frogs are still sitting by the pond. Essentially, CNS isn't gone, so expect more signals or even symbols, but they are essentially building a major stage over it, so the show will literally and figuratively cover the pond, which is essentially the problem or CNS with the majors. So essentially pulling the public's attention away toward that. Very cool play on things. Again, this isn't for sure, this is just kind of speculation there, but that does seem kind of like the tonal language of what they're going for. Curious on your guys' thoughts, feel free to drop by either on the Discord or even leave a comment on this video. I got a lot of peeps in the Discord that love to go over the lore stuff, so I know they'll engage with that, but that also happens here on YouTube. Next up here, we did actually get a music drop. Now, I essentially already went over this soundtrack already, but this one has been officially listed over on the Finals YouTube page, and it is being called The Silver Kid. So if you want to check it out, I will leave a link to it down below. Next up here is where we get into a major teaser. Now this one has been circulating, there has been a ton of posts about it, and essentially since it's all we have to really go off of so far, I'm gonna break down each frame by frame here, but I want you to listen to it first, as it is fairly short. So yeah, as you can maybe see there, it looks like they are sort of teasing weapons here. Now fans have already gone in and kind of broken down what these might be. People have essentially cropped and even broken down frame by frame exactly what weapons this might be. The first one here, since there is so many images of it, they were able to break down. And because this one has multiple frames, including the barrel placement and even the underneath of the scope, a lot of people have pointed that this might actually be the P90. Even from the sounds of it, it's definitely reminiscent of an SMG at least, or at least that's what I'm gathering from it. Now there was potentially one other, potentially even more weapons here shown off. The very first one is hard to distinguish. There's been a lot of debates around this one. Some people have pointed to a G36 or even another form of a revolver. We've had this post here that actually does look decently close to the BFR 500. Again, from the sounds of it, it sure does sound like a revolver. But again, this one's actually quite hard to distinguish because it has such limited showcases of it. There is 2 mentionables I will see that people really haven't talked about here. A lot of people are debating which classes these weapons or potential weapons might go to. There was something that I noticed from the trailer here, where while we do hear that sort of revolver sound or what could be the 500 BFR, it does look like the person firing it is a heavy class. They definitely have a much larger shadow, and that also same applies to when we hear the SMG sound or potential P90, where it actually does look like, to me, the medium class. There's been some debate there though that it could be for light or even medium, but it does look like from the shadow that it potentially is the medium class. Now there has been some other meme posts about this one, since everybody's trying to theorize what it could be. This one here I find really good, and it actually could be a tank. Maybe we see a tank for the new season. We've even had an Oscar showcase here where it could be that, where it perfectly lines up with him. My take here for this little cutout is it could just be a bridge, as it does essentially line up perfectly with this image as well. So yeah, everybody's been memeing around what it could potentially be. Again, no confirmations here, we don't know for sure. There has been back and forth if there's even gonna be new weapons for Season 8. I've seen a lot of comments around this, even people kind of spinning one of my previous videos, where Rob did say there might not be new weapons every single season. But just to clarify here, he never said which seasons this would apply to. I had only given my take that since we had the majors, it would make sense for this one, but I never said for sure there was going to be no new weapons for a specific season at all, and neither did Rob, so we don't know for sure on what there could or couldn't be. Now there is one more speculation here. This person points out that there might even be a third weapon that hasn't been revealed, that there is extra evidence where this trigger does look a bit different than what a BFR 500 would look like, as it is more flat around the trigger. But someone did comment here underneath the post, showcasing that it actually can have a flat trigger point here, or the roundabout, where that portion can be flat on the bottom. Again, we're not for sure there, we'll have to wait and see. Now next up here is a teaser we just had this morning. Again, I'm going to let you guys watch this one in full, as it is fairly short anyways. So as you see with that one, it could be a bit tricky, although we do have this header here saying, "Be kind, please rewind." They have titled this the exact same way on their shorts page, so people are pointing to that this more than likely could be an instant replay or even elimination cam feature, which, to point out quickly, this is something that I forgot to point out with the weapons. If you were to download either of these files, the first one is actually the Finals Season 8 weapon teaser, and that's the MP4 file that's actually uploaded to the Discord. The other one that got uploaded is the Finals Season 8 Instant Replay Wide ESRB T disc. Essentially, that's the ESRB rating, and of course, a disc just means Discord. But the significant portion here is the instant replay section. So it kind of does look like we are actually getting elimination cams for Season 8, at least from what they've named the file here and even named the title of it. That's the speculation as for right now. So really cool there. They have been mentioning and talking about this one, that they wanted to make this work for a while, and that they have been trying to push it out here very soon. They've gone back and forth on that though, because it is very challenging. So again, no confirmations there, very speculative, we'll have to wait and see. There is one other rumor going around, and I wanted to address this one. This was a post that blew up over on the Finals subreddit page, where it says possibly the new season map spotted. However, this is actually a generated image, as other fans have pointed out. So this is not an official teaser and just something that was fan created. So again, that one is not from official sources, so I would take that one with the hugest grain of salt. And more than likely, if there is a new map, this definitely for sure is not it, as this one was user generated and just kind of passed around on different various socials. As you see, it even blew up here on the subreddit, but just wanted to point that out to you guys in case you did get fooled by that one. Last up here, as always, we do have those features from my Star Models page. This first one here comes from Fractal Dreams. And yes, we had another cosplay of Moist Critical. Definitely fits very well now that he's playing the game even more. So another very, very good one there. Second up here, we have one from Haster, who is a frequent flyer on the Star Models page. He calls this one Bit Crusher. Really enjoy this one. Some of the older battle passes showcased here, as well as some new cosmetics, really does highlight on that, showcasing the really cool effect that you can apply across the board here. Next up here, and again another frequent flyer, we have one from Flack, who showcases an Arasaka security guard from Cyberpunk. Super cool there, as someone that's played through Cyberpunk multiple times. Definitely very much enjoy this one. Fourth up here, we have one from Rockslide, with a really interesting twist on this one. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use the red hairstyle in combination with the horns here and the other gear from Alpha Acta. This one works very well, and they even have the wings to feature and kind of showcase here. Yeah, this is one of the more unique ones I've definitely seen so far. Last up here, but certainly not least, we have one from Misanthropy, who does a cosplay here for the Stormtroopers. Again, another fantastic one here. Really does give off that vibe. Even though it's close to a full set, it really does work. Overall though, it should about cover for today's video. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and until the next one, deuces.